guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today to bring you another one of my kits, and very exciting this one because it's very different. It's called Ghostly Gothic, and obviously it's a Halloween Gothic sort of vintage Gothic themed kit. So I'm just going to move all this stuff out of the way. I only put it there because I think it looks yummy. So I'm just going to move my camera slightly because obviously it's hard fitting it all in. Now, these first few pages that I'm just showing you, these are printed on obviously white. This is copy paper. This is 200 GSM paper / card. But I just want to kind of show you the vivid kind of beautiful colour greens that are actually in this kit. Because the pages that I'm actually going to use have actually coffee dyed, and so they obviously have taken on a different sort of appearance. So I didn't want to obviously show you things that then look completely different to how the kit will come to you. So these are all on white, as I say, just to give you a sort of idea of how vibrant and just truly scrumptious that green really is. So I'm going to show you the kit now in its coffee dyed form. So if I just put those to one side. So the kit is, again, it's one of my smaller kits. I know I've said this lots of times recently, but I think it just provides really good value for money for people, because obviously you don't have to buy the whole kit if you didn't want to. So you get the background pages are in one kit, the ephemera part is in another. I think the ephemera part, if I recall, is 7 pages, and I think this is 13 pages, but I could be wrong. And the 13th page is, of course, your plain background page, to back things onto. So I mean, loosely speaking, it's a background page, but it's just plain. So the decorative pages are obviously, junk journal kind of layouts on the whole, but I have tried to include some that could be torn down and things. So you've got this with a whole range of different horrible Gothic images. When I say horrible, I mean, obviously they're intentionally horrible, but they're kind of great for, Gothic and Halloween themed things. You'll have to excuse the white strip. For some reason, my printer is playing up and I can't seem to get it to print borderless at the moment. So I just have this thin strip at the top, but, that's fine. Love this page. It's really deadly. Yeah, really like it. So I'm planning on having, hopefully, a lot of fun making a journal with this kit. So I probably will do the journal off camera because I've actually got quite a few things already kind of in the pipeline. And obviously when you're working to a time, i.e., we've got to kind of get it complete before the 31st of October, I might run out of time. So I just thought I would give you a preview. We'll do a quick craft along and see the types of things that you could create with the kit. And then I will probably just create the journal, off camera in slow time. Otherwise I'll be ending up uploading sort of more than one video a day, I think. So we'll see how we get on. But this is the page with the collage kind of items, which again, I absolutely love this eclectic kind of page. So, and then the final page is this. It's got a kind of Jack the Ripper type theme going through it, I think. So I'm just going to pop those to one side. And then the ephemera part of the kit, again, I have coffee dyed the whole lot of it, but I'm just going to show you to give you a comparison. Obviously this is, on white, card, and this is coffee dyed. So just to kind of show you, the difference, because I think it does look very different. So yeah, that's it kind of on its clean, clean printed out form. So I'll just pop that to one side, and okay, we'll run through. I'm actually kind of running through these back to front, I think, but I guess that doesn't really matter. Perhaps I should turn them over. So you're going to get lots of journaling cards, there's labels and things like that. Lots of different sizes and styles. You've got an envelope there, bat's blood, it says, really horrible, horrible and gory. And then you've got lots of kind of just, interesting bits to dress your journal up with. And then you've got a pocket, you've got a large tag, and then another little kind of journaling card there. And then you've got a mixture of lots of the ephemera pieces, but in smaller size, because of course, sometimes you need things in smaller size. So I've just shrunk some down to put a whole page worth of smaller size things there. Some more bits and pieces here. Oh, now look, it decided to print borderless and it's chopped the top off. So honestly, I don't know what goes on with my printer sometimes. You've got a dictionary definition there of the word macabre. So lots of different, you know, nice bits and pieces to use. Then you've got some journaling cards in the style of these horrible sort of eerie book images from Vintage Images there. And then finally you've got a whole sheet of, you know, fun fussy cut-in type items there that you could obviously make, you know, clusters and snippets and, you know, various different things depending on what you fancy doing. So I'm just going to move my sheet out the way. Okay, so I'm over at my sewing machine actually. I have fussy cut everything out and I bought across a few little bits and pieces, and I thought let's make some stitched clusters that we can then use inside the journal, or, you know, I haven't quite decided yet whether I'm actually making a journal or a folio or what. So I'm going to use this paper, the one that I haven't coffee dyed, because you know, to me that's not going to necessarily go now with the rest of the journal because it's not coffee dyed. So all I'm going to do is just tear some down to use as my kind of background piece. And then, as I say, I have fussy cut all of the ephemera parts out. So they are all here now on the envelope there. And all I'm going to do is layer some bits and pieces up. Whoops, a little bat there, just floating about. And I've got some black lace here. Just going to kind of trim bits off. And then all we want to do is kind of layer some bits and pieces up. So if we have that there, now I'm wondering if we'd like just a little touch of sheet music. I mean, much as I love sheet music, strangely enough, I think sometimes it can kind of look a bit creepy. I mean, creepy, you know, I do really like it, and weirdly, yeah, it doesn't look creepy kind of the majority of the time, but I think it can lend itself to creepy, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. There's something kind of a bit eerie about it. Yeah, in a good way, hopefully. So I'm just going to go, yeah, down, probably best off going along this way. And I might have a zigzag. Okay. Now I have just threaded my needle, so I hope that I've got it okay here, because, you know, I'm a bit rubbish sometimes when it comes to threading it. Okay, let's have a look. Well, it's not quite a zigzag, but that will do. It looks okay. So that's my first little cluster, and obviously I can dress these up then with some other bits and pieces when I get back to my desk. So let's take something else. Oh, perhaps we'll take the skull, because that's just very menacing, isn't it? Very menacing and horrible. Okay. So we just then tear this piece out. I mean, really, the only, you know, purpose of this is just to have something in the background, really. Okay, you know, just to get our layers going. And then again, just trim down my little piece of lace. Now I wonder whether I can fiddle around and get that zigzag looking a bit better. Might have to switch the camera off so you guys aren't just completely bored watching me fiddle around with my sewing machine, but I mean, that's very menacing, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can just sort this out. Hold on. Okay, fingers crossed I've got it a bit better. I'm not sure that it's quite perfect, but hopefully it will look a bit more like zigzags than it did just now. And I'll just go then up this edge. Okay. So that's that one. And let's do a couple more. So might do one sort of on some book page as well. So, and again, just use this page that, you know, I've started tearing up now. And just tear around there. Oops. Let's have a look through the bits and pieces that I've just cut out. I've got this potion bottle, which I think is really fun. I have got this coffin as well, which is, hideous, isn't it? But hideous, but that's what we're looking for, isn't it? Hideous kinds of pieces. Let's have a look. I've got spider frame. Could have the spider frame and then the bat perhaps. So should we have a little bit of doily maybe in this one? So let's put that down there. I'll just have that going across there, I think. So again, just kind of zigzag that right the way across. And then I'm just going to zigzag across here as well. Okay. And we didn't put any lace on this one. That's that one. And then should we do one more? Let's again just take that piece of paper that we've been tearing into. Just get rid of those white bits, not so keen on the white showing. Got these little bottles, and yeah, I know it's really crazy, and why I'm like this I have no idea, but I'm trying to hoard them. Why am I trying to hoard the bottles? I mean, if the worst comes to worst, I can just print some more, but for some reason I am just trying to hoard them. I have no idea what that's about, but yep, trying to hoard the bottles. Right, let's just get some lace here. And again, just, you know, trim a piece off. I think we'll just have that going across there. And again, I'm just going to just zigzag down there. Okie dokie. And then actually perhaps, well, I might just leave that like that actually, and then just kind of reinforce it with some glue. So like that. They're going to be some fun embellishments, aren't they? And then I also brought along, as you know, I'm loving this green from these Hawaiian flowers that I dyed. So I thought that this would go really quite nicely with some of these pieces, because obviously the green is really going to kind of bring out the green from the pieces themselves. So for instance, this one, I'm just wondering whether we could just kind of edge it with a bit of lace. So let me just, if we take this end, say, oops. And I'm thinking if we just kind of, you know, very roughly kind of stitch it and just have like the flower on there. So let's try that. Probably have to slow my stitching down, otherwise I could end up stitching my finger, which would not be great. Yep, I have done that before. Honestly, I'm just like Lauren to myself with the sewing machine. Could probably go a bit faster, to be fair. Oops. Maybe not that fast. This is where I could do with one of those little kind of pokey tool things. That would be a bit more helpful. I probably should have a disclaimer here saying don't try this at home, but let's just have a look now, see what that looks like with the black lace. Okay, so I mean, it really doesn't need a lot, does it? But looks really nice. And then, yeah, perhaps just have that. Do we want it top or bottom? I think there. So again, let's just stitch across there. Okey-doke. And again, you know, if that's kind of sticking up at all, I can always kind of reinforce that with a bit of glue and things. So yeah, we are making some fun, whoa, some fun little pieces. Whoops. That's that one. And what else? What else have we got? Well, we've got the envelope, so we could just stitch that, I guess. Now, obviously, you know me, I'm not the best when it comes to envelopes and sewing machines, so I have to concentrate here before I end up gluing the envelope closed. Because, you know, that has been done. So, yeah, I think probably I'm best off. I've got some bits missing from the paper, look, because when I ironed it, it wasn't quite dry. So obviously some came up on the iron, but that's fine. So I'm just going to stitch around here. Actually, I don't really need the zigzag stitch now. I'll just go in a little bit. Just speed that up a bit. Okay, and then we'll just go around the bottom just a bit, and then around here. Take that out. So I'll probably need to trim my envelope down a bit because it's a little bit sort of wonky, but that's fine. So fold our flap over. Oh, I'm loving how that's looking. It's looking very, very creepy and horrible, isn't it? Which, you know, that's the look we're going for, obviously. Not just meaning it's flukily looking horrible. Right, and I've got some other lace, which won't need then trimming down. So let's just bring that. I just wonder whether we could just have a little bit of that just kind of across the bottom there. Do we want it right the way? No, I don't want it right the way across. So just a little bit kind of here. So again, probably best off trimming that down. And then you can just stitch that on. And again, you know, I can always reinforce this with some glue. If it's, you know, sort of not stuck nicely, I can just reinforce it with some glue. Okay. So that's the envelope. Loving how that's looking. And then do we want anything on the flap? There's like some frames and things like that. So not that one, it's a little bit big. Could have the skull. I mean, obviously I did actually cut some of these bits with my scan and cut, because obviously I was trying to do it all today in one day, and I just would have been running out of time. So I probably need to go around this with some ink to get rid of the bits that the scan and cut just kind of missed a little bit. That's such a shame. Do you know, I haven't got any more of these big Hawaiian flowers, I think, in this colour. I think I do have a little envelope that I kind of keep them in as well, so I might be lucky and have some in there, but definitely they're dwindling, so I'm going to be gutted. Oh my gosh, look at my stitching on there. That's so atrocious, isn't it? And I've probably got barely any envelope left to actually put things in. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Right, okay, let's leave that one there. Couple more things we could do. So again, just whilst I'm here, I've got the circle with the bit missing where my printer decided to suddenly print borderless, even though I didn't want it to on this particular piece. So I mean, again, I'm wondering whether we could just have that green flower on there. Let me just see whether we want to have like a bit of lace or something. I'm just really trying to disguise where the printer's kind of done that to it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe this one was better just like that. Okay, so I might just have it like this. So I'm just going to then stitch that around just on there. And again, I can obviously fill this in, you know, with something else, like put something in the center of those flowers, you know, if we want to. So is that everything that we want to do we think? Let me just see what else I've got, because, you know, whilst I'm here, I might as well kind of stitch a few more bits if, you know, if that's kind of what we think is needed. So again, I've just got another journaling card. I don't think I really want to. So yeah, I think that's probably kind of it really for the stitching at the moment. I may come back and do some other bits, you know, once I get working on the journal, but at the moment, I think that's probably it. So let's just quickly have a quick recap of the bits that we've made. So there's the envelope with, oh gosh, please don't look at that stitching. Yep, what an eyesore. But of course on this side it looks beautiful because we can't really tell that the stitching's done that. So there's that lovely envelope. We have this tag, which now, you know, we've just kind of disguised where the printer sort of chopped it off. And then we've got a few little clustery snippet type things. Well, clusters there. Ready to go on to some embellishment pieces. And then we've got this one, which again, I'm not quite sure how I will use this in my junk journal, but, you know, I might do, you know, just use this as a pocket, or I might just attach it to something else. I'm not quite sure yet. But we've made a little start of making a few little bits and pieces ready to go into our junk journal there. So I hope that you like the new kit. It's a really fun one. I realise it's not probably everybody's cup of tea, but yeah, I really like it. Very fun. So as I say, the kit obviously is for sale in my shop. And I think I did forget to say, but obviously the download, it's in PDF file for the background papers. And then the ephemera part is you get a PDF and you also get the zip file with the JPEGs for those people who like those as well. Right, I'm back. So it's actually the following day for me because I just ran out of time, obviously, unfortunately. But I'm back with my little bits that we stitched on the sewing machine. You know, if you joined, well, not joined me yesterday because obviously this is the same video. But yeah, we've got this one that I obviously made this hideous kind of mess of sewing. So that's a bit annoying, but, you know, never mind. It will hopefully not be too apparent once we actually use this in the journal. So I'm just cutting some of the threads because I don't mind a few threads, but these are verging on the ridiculous. Okay, whoops, got some more threads here on this one. Okie dokie, must have threads on here as well. Okay, and must have some hanging here. And a few on this little cluster here. Oops. And that one there. And yep, that one there. Okay, right. Let's get rid of those threads. So let's make something with one of our clusters. So what I'm thinking is, shall we make a fun pocket using some of our background pages? So let me just pull them in. Hold on. Oops, I'm just trying to separate out the coffee dyed ones from the non-coffee dyed ones. So these ones I'm probably going to bind into the journal. And so yeah, I'm just deciding which ones I'm going to bind in and which ones I could use as a pocket. So this one I could maybe use as a pocket, and we could have it like, yeah, let's do that, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this off here. Like that. Okay, and probably want to, because I'm hoping that the pocket will go up to sort of here-ish. So I want to have that sort of there. And then I just need to have, obviously, you know, make my pocket. So shall I make the pocket from this section, or should I make the pocket from something else? Let's just have a look. So I could make the pocket from possibly one of the journaling card type bits. And we could have it like that. Let me just have a look, because I'm going to obviously put a cluster on here. So I don't necessarily want to waste something that, you know, could be quite nice on its own. So now I'm thinking, shall I use some of that non-coffee dyed card, which you know, ordinarily I probably wouldn't really mix the coffee dyed with the non-coffee dyed, but because we're not going to necessarily really see a whole bunch of it, I think in this particular case it will be okay. So let's cut this one down like that, and then we'll just cut it down here like that. Oops, don't think I've made a very good job of cutting that, but never mind. So yeah, I want to obviously cut that pocket down. Now, do I want to go around the edges with this, or will that make it very skinny? Probably will. Didn't really plan that out very well. Should have made this a bit longer. Oh no, look, I hadn't realised that this was one I had printed double-sided. What a waste. Oh, what a waste. Oh well, never mind. Right, let's just see how this will be if we just fold it over, and but this might make the pocket very, very, very skinny. We'll just have a look. Well, not too bad actually. So yeah, let's just cut that down here. Okay, so that's going to go around there, and then this one just in here like that. Okay. There we go. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you're getting some crafting done. The sun is shining today. It's one of those crisp, cold days. It's just lovely. Just lovely. I love those crisp, cold days. You know, there's just not enough of them, I think. You know, they're just lovely. They make you feel so nice when the sun's shining, but it's, you know, chilly and cold. It's, oh, just lovely. Absolutely lovely. It's not too cold, I have to say. It's just chilly. It's not like freezing or anything like that. It's just chilly. Okay, just glue that down. Just then press that down there from this side. Okay. There we go. Just wipe up that glue that's squeezing out at the bottom. So I'm just going to trim that off here. Okay, and we'll just trim it down about here, like that. Have I made that really wonky? I think I have. So I'm going to just cut the bottom off again. So I'll just have to re-glue it here, because of course, you know, I've cut off the bit, whoops, cut off the bit that I had run the glue in. So hold on. There we go. Okay, glue that down. Oh yeah, I was quite excited to have a play with this kit because, you know, if you watch my channel, you'll know green is my favourite colour. So this kit was just so super fun. I don't know why really, but just it sort of dawned on me about 2 weeks ago, and I thought, oh, I could do a Gothic kit, but just all green. And I don't know why, but just sometimes you get these weird thoughts, don't you? And I'm assuming that, you know, sometimes maybe you dream something and it maybe features it, and that's how come, you know, the idea suddenly comes to you. Because I don't know quite why suddenly I thought, oh, green, you know, must do a green Gothic kit. But just from somewhere, the idea came, and yeah. I then couldn't quite get it out of my head really, so I was excited to come on and have a play. Right, let's just ink this up, and I'm going to just ink obviously here on this pocket quite a lot because you know, this pocket's not obviously coffee dyed, so I don't want it looking really strange colour wise compared to the top of the pocket. So there we go. I mean, it blends in perfectly well. Okay, right, which cluster shall we have on this pocket? mean, we could have that one, but that maybe is too many bats. We could have this one. We did 4. Or we could have this one. Oh, I'm quite liking this kind of potion-y type thing. So again, I'm just going to ink this up, you know, mainly on the book page, obviously. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Now, do I have any green lace, I wonder? I don't think I have. I don't think I've really got anything this kind of green that I could dye it with, which is a bit of a shame because I think that would have looked really, really, really awesome. No, I don't think I have, which that's such a shame. I should have thought ahead really, but you know, because then I could have possibly dyed some with some food colour or something. But I mean, having said that, trying to get that shade I'm sure would have been pretty difficult, but you never know. Might have just managed to do it. I'm not sure now what colour lace to have because we could have ivory. I mean, obviously I'm going to have lots of black lace in this journal. But I'm thinking if I put black lace on here, is that just lost? Whereas if I have the ivory lace, is that actually just the thing it needs to kind of break the two pieces up? I'm not sure now. I thought the black would just look lost on there, but weirdly I put the ivory on there and thought, oh no. I think I'm going to have to go with the black anyway. I will have some bling. Of course I will have some bling somewhere. And that does then just brighten it up, to be honest. And I mean, of course, this is supposed to be a Gothic journal. You know, don't want to have it like, you know, full of the joys of spring. Because, I mean, of course, that's not really what the Gothic theme is all about, is it? So, yeah, I must try and bear that in mind, that I do want it very dark and, not dark and grisly necessarily, but dark and mysterious, let's just say. Oh, there we go. That's probably better. Right, so let's just glue that lace on here. And I'm not doing a thumb hole or anything. I'm putting the lace down on that edge of the pocket because actually, although it's printed on thicker sort of card, you know, this lace will then just help to make it a little bit sturdier. So there we go. Just trim that down either edge. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then we've got this one here now. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Let me just chop my bling down. Okay. Yeah, that's really nice, isn't it? So I'm just going to have it like that. So I'm just going to pop my bling down. Oops. Okay, put that down there like that. Whoops. And then I think I'll just hot glue the cluster on, because then it's just going to glue on there really nicely. I mean, I could always have perhaps a word or something. I mean, we don't really necessarily want anything like, you know, special moments or love or anything like that. Being a Gothic journal, that might be strange. So let's just see whether we want to have. Let's have a look. Oops. Oh, come on. What do you think? Do you think it needs breaking up with some doily or anything behind here? Just going to double check. And I'm not disliking it like that, but I don't want it sort of getting lost in there, so you can't really see. Yeah, it did need something, didn't it? So Let's just put the doily down. Okay. So we'll just pop that down there like that. Just mop that up. Yeah, very different theme for me this is, but I had such an awesome time last year making my Halloween journal last year that I thought, well, I didn't make a journal, to be fair. I made a folio last year. But I had such an awesome time that I thought, oh, you know, if I've got time to squeeze one in, I'm going to just squeeze it in, because it was really awesome making it, because it just was so different from anything else, and, you know, such a different theme that, you know, sometimes it's really nice to just do something really different, isn't it? You know, it's not kind of florally, it's not pretty, it's not shabby chic. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of shabby chic a little bit, but, you know, it's certainly very, very different, isn't it? So, yeah, I just thought, oh, if I can fit one in, I'm going to try. So I hope that I can manage to do this before Halloween is actually upon us. Otherwise, obviously, it's going to be too late. Too late. Okay. There we go. My daughter loves the trick-or-treating normally. And of course, this year, you know, I don't think trick-or-treating is going to take place because, of course, you know, with the pandemic, you know, how can it really? So I already said to her, you know, well, I don't think there's going to be trick-or-treating this year. I mean, she likes to normally get dressed up, and we obviously go with her. And we only obviously knock at people's doors who've got pumpkins or, you know, Halloween-y things outside their house. But yeah, she does love it. But anyway, she, you know, she was fine. She kind of said, oh, yeah, I know. I probably helped by the fact that I did say to her, you know, well, perhaps we'll have to just get some nice sweets and things to have at home. And you can just trick or treat here. And who knows, you know, maybe she can go to Nanny and Grandad's and trick or treat at their house as well. Or something. And my sisters, maybe. We could just drive down there so she gets the fun of dressing up, you know, and just knocking at somebody's door. Okay. Just trim that, and then I'm just going to trim here, and then I'll just take that across the top. Okay. Right, so that's our first piece made there for our ghostly Gothic journal. So I love how that looks. Let's just pull in something, you know, as if it were a journaling page to see how that would look. So obviously this isn't a journaling page, but that's how that would look on the page. It's just scrumptious, isn't it? I mean, in the most, you know, horrible way, but yeah, really, really fun. So yes, I hope that you liked the kit, and I hope that you liked the quick craft with me. Super fun theme, and yeah, as I say, the kit is obviously for sale in my shop. And yeah, I hope you all have a really great day, and thank you so much for joining me. Thanks then. Bye.